All right, fourth and fifth grade electricians, the time has come for your final electricity project. And you have two main options for the direction that project can go. One direction is to continue to combine it with all of your 3D printing projects that you've been doing and to make a little model of your bedroom at home, kind of like this, that I have a little box that I found, just a little cardboard box. Yours could be cardboard or plastic or whatever. And I put the grid inside of it that you guys did at the very beginning of Perkins at Home, where you kind of mapped out your bedroom. I haven't drawn mine in there, but you get the idea. So that can kind of be a nice little map of the bedroom at the base. And then once the 3D printed stuff gets printed, whether that's some of it this year and we figure out how to get it to you, or maybe it's next year, you pick it up at school and add it to the project then you can have your little plastic 3D printed bedroom furniture in there, along with the little plastic lamp or light fixture that you're designing for your 3D printing project currently. And then the electrical side of it is that you would use your light bulbs and your batteries and your wires to wire all of the lights in your bedroom. And you're only going to have one 3D printed light fixture, but you could have other lights, like the overhead light. If that's not the one that you're designing for 3D printing, you could figure out a way to wire that above the bedroom model so it shines down into the rest of it. Or you could, have, if you're not designing a 3D lamp for your 3D design project, you could have this as a little lamp in the corner of your bedroom if you have a lamp there, or even if you don't. This could kind of be a mix of a real bedroom and a pretend bedroom. Like, oh, I wish that I had lights shining all the way from the corner of my room like a disco ball. You could make a little wishful thinking wiring and then figure out how to put your battery packs or your batteries into maybe the edges of the walls with holes going through so that just the wires and lights go through to make it a little bit more realistic, so that the bedroom kind of just looks all cozy. It doesn't have a big mess of tangly wires and battery packs like in the bedroom. So the wiring could happen mostly on the outside with holes that poke through to put little lights and light fixtures into it. And so you could make and wire your bedroom for your final electricity project. Some of you, if you were at Perkins 2 years ago, you might remember that the fourth and fifth graders that year made tiny houses out of big cardboard boxes that had a few different rooms that they built out of cardboard and paper, and then they wired those houses for their final project. You're welcome to do that for your final project too if you want a whole house. But that year they were able to have a few more light bulbs on hand because they were at school, so they were able to do more light fixtures. That's why they did a whole house. But I bet with your 3 light bulbs and the wires and other stuff that you have at home, you could at least wire a pretty cool bedroom with different lights in it. So there's one direction that you could go for your final project, is wiring lights into a bedroom. The other direction you could go is your own free-form electrical invention. And that could look like so many things that could be inspired by some of the little electrical game boards that we had at those stations. Don't mind that one falling apart. That could look like the ones that we had at the stations in class, where you use different types of conductors and wires, and they kind of went through the back and you figured out how to connect things to make a little game board. Or there were those other games that we had at school too that I don't have at home right now, but the ice fishing one, where you used a paperclip hook in the tin foil little dish to try to fish out other bent paper clips without connecting the circuit and making the light up. And so there's a variety of fun little electrical games you could create. You could kind of pretend it's a little electrical arcade game. If you toss this foil ball and I make a hoop, the light goes on. Or it could be that kind of game if you wanted to be something like that. Or there's a million other ideas. Some of the ideas that the book gives just to help your brainstorming are a purse that when it opens, a light turns on inside so you can see what you're looking for in your little purse or your bag. An aluminum foil monster or robot that, the eyes light up or, something flashes on it. A little dollhouse lamp. It's kind of similar to this idea. A spaceship that lights up, different board games, quiz boards, a more complicated switch that has more kind of permanent structure to it with lots more parts to it than you did already. A mini garage, like a toy garage for a little toy car where the light goes on when the car enters and goes off when the car leaves and the door closes. Or maybe you could even have a car too with the two little lights for the headlights or something like that. A lighthouse with a flashing or rotating light inside of it. Some sort of face or a sculpture where the eyes light up or different parts of it light up. A basketball hoop with a light that goes on when you do something with the basketball hoop. So those are a few of the ideas that the book had, but feel free to use your imagination. If you have another set of string lights at home that your parents are willing to help you cut apart using wire cutters and help you strip with wire strippers, you're welcome to use more lights and wire sections than the ones I gave you, but you don't need to do that. And if you do that, make sure you take the plug that would go into the wall and you mangle it, you bend it so there's never any way it could go back into a wall, so that you can never electrocute someone by accident after it's cut open. Remember, like that one I showed you in class? So if your family is going to cut apart more string lights to use and then strip them, just make sure you do that and then get rid of the plug afterwards so that there's no way someone can get electrocuted with it. But you're welcome to, if your family has more string lights, to make some more string light pieces to use. You will probably, the more lights you add, you'll probably need more batteries, because as you've learned in the series circuits and even any of the circuits, the more batteries you use, the more electric current it pulls from the battery. And so if you had 10 lights all trying to be powered by one of these C-cell batteries, your lights are not going to be very bright. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you do cut apart another set of string lights to use for your invention, that you will also probably need some more batteries. But you definitely do not need to make any more sections of string lights or batteries in order to have a cool invention. There's a million different game boards and cool electrical sculptures and bedroom light wiring and all sorts of projects that can happen with just the lights and the batteries and the wires that you have in your little baggies. So you will have a couple weeks to work on this. So don't just rush through it today. No, I will not accept you turning something in today unless somehow you spend all day and hours working on it. This is supposed to be your final project. So it's supposed to show really good work, shows a few hours of your time working on this to make it look really cool, not just a random piece of paper and cardboard that you stuck some wires and lights to or something. So make this really good, really cool. Remember, you could either, wire your bedroom and make little lights and stuff, and then you'll have a little place to put your 3D printed furniture for your bedroom that has lights and looks like a real miniature room model when the 3D printed stuff gets printed. Or you could go the other direction and just choose your own fun invention project. I know a few of you have already told me that you have ideas. Like Corinne was telling me the other day how excited she was because she already had an idea in her head for an electrical invention. So if that's you, go that direction. If you're stuck, you could think about it a little while before you get started. But if you're still stuck, you could go the route of just wiring a bedroom, because I know all of you guys have some sort of container at home that you could kind of turn into a bedroom and figure out how to wire and poke holes through it and have little lights and whatnot come through to make it look like it's a real room. And if you do this model, what's fun about this project is that you can decorate it as much as you want to. Like the kids who did the tiny house project a couple of years ago, they took old magazines and they cut out pictures to put on the walls of their imaginary bedroom, like little posters and, you know, masterpieces of art. They cut out decorations to be rugs, and, you know, they added, you know, little like stuffy animals made out of those puff balls and things like that. So you can get more creative with the bedroom than just wiring it and drawing a grid with your furniture and stuff in it. So that's one way to go if you would like. So that's your final project. Down the line, I will have you draw a diagram of your project, but don't worry about that yet. You don't need to get your Electrical Inventors Journal out today or do anything in that. But see if you can use one of the more complicated circuits that we learned about. So within your invention somewhere, see if you can use either a parallel circuit or a series circuit. You won't be able to use both because you only have 3 light bulbs unless you add more of your own light bulbs. But see if you can use at least one circuit that's not just a simple circuit. So one circuit that has more than one light bulb in it that you figure out how to wire into your invention or into your bedroom model. All right, so that's the assignment from me. It's your final project, either a wired bedroom model or a cool invention game thing that uses at least one complicated circuit, a series circuit or a parallel circuit. And then the other one can be a simple or whatever you want kind of circuit. Good luck. I can't wait to see it. Let me know if you have any questions or you want help troubleshooting. Be creative. Use different conductors, different insulators, use all sorts of materials. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with.